Mike Vrabel's firing and how he's probably not too upset about it, knowing that there are good openings out there and that when you get fired and you get a clean break, you get to sort of reorganize and, go somewhere new and get more money and maybe more power. And if you're a good coaching candidate, if you're someone that's desirable, for other guys, it's not so great. But for someone like Vrabel, it's not a terrible thing to be fired.
Maybe not the worst outcome in the world. And maybe, in the back of his mind, I'm not saying it was wanting to get fired, but was okay with it when you consider maybe, I don't know. I didn't think his behavior when he was here for the Hall of Fame induction was all that outrageous, but I could see how his employer might have, had feathers ruffled a little bit by the way Vrabes was talking and behaving while he was here. So, look, Vrabel's, he knows where he's at in this place, and I think in the NFL as far as what people think of him as a coach. So, my guess is he probably is okay with the decision.
Yeah, I just look at it too. Look at all the different quarterbacks that he's had with Tennessee. Like it's been an interesting run for them. Like they've had success if you look at it, but like just some of the names that he's had: Marcus Mariota, Ryan Tannehill, Blaine Gabbert, Malik Willis. Josh Dobbs started a playoff game last year. And then obviously this year, Will Levis. So, they've drafted high selected quarterbacks that haven't really worked out, but he has worked well with Ryan Tannehill. Like, I think he had a nice little run with him. Mariota, obviously the injuries were the issue, but, do I look at Vrabel as a defensive coach or an offensive coach? Like, I think it's more of a philosophy, Ted, but they run the football. They do it well. And, at least at times it still is successful with Derrick Henry. And I wanted to throw one more thing at you guys. We did this last night. Do you think Mike Vrabel would want to unseat Bill Belichick?
Yes. I don't think he would mind. I don't think you'd be upset about it.
I don't think you have any problem following Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I don't think it would give him hesitation.
Do you think he's motivated by it because he was traded from here? He did have some comments regarding some things that were, Ted, you know him well. I mean, do you think that could be a motivating factor in potentially coming to the Patriots?
I think he has nothing but respect for Bill. And I know it maybe didn't end well here, but I think that's all water under the bridge. And I think he has a good relationship with the Crafts, but I just think he's so self-assured and knows really who he is as a man, and would have no problem coming here and replacing the greatest coach of all time. I really don't think he'd have a problem with that.
Do you think there's former alumni that have interest in Mike Vrabel coming here to unseat Bill Belichick?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'd be curious to get the temperature of some of my former teammates to see what they would think. I would be curious about that.
Why would they care? Like, Ted, do you care?
Not really. No, there's nothing. Because I don't think the relationship that Vrabes had with Bill was, I thought, good-natured and fun, and I don't think there's any animosity or something, secretly that he's, trying to, I don't know, prove to Bill or to make a statement. I could be wrong, Joe, but I don't see that as a motivating factor.
I feel like if there was any player that wanted to do it, it would be Mike Vrabel. Like, he had no problem talking. I mean, I remember there were days where Vrabel would mock some things that Belichick did or said, and again, even ownership for that matter. Like, if there's somebody who wanted to mouth off or spout out around the Patriots, it's Mike Vrabel. So I just wonder if maybe there is a little bit of motivation there. And let's not forget, we'll get to the dynasty later, but did you hear one of the comments? We worked for Bill, but we played for Tom. Like, maybe there is motivation for someone else to unseat Bill Belichick.
Along these lines, the one thing that Mike Vrabel will be great for is that he doesn't care that he's the guy after the guy.
Great.
Yep.
Doesn't care, doesn't bother him, has all the confidence in the world, is not going to be afraid of being the guy after the guy, which is so often talked about with Brady. Who's going to follow Brady? Right?
Perfect example. I think of quarterbacks trying to replace Brady and what they must feel from their confidence trying to be that guy. I'm sure that never was easy for Mac Jones to kind of wrap his head around as, oh, man, I'm the guy that's following.
Did you hear him mention Brady again the other day?
I never heard his comments.
His wrap-up on Monday, I give him credit. He didn't have to talk, and he spoke to the media Monday and had a huge group that wanted to talk to him, and he did. And when asked about Bill Belichick, he was like, well, they had so much success, him and Brady together for all those years. And I'm like, this guy can't escape it. He brings it up himself. But I don't think Vrabel would at all be thinking about how he followed Bill or would worry about that or would be afraid of that pressure. I don't think it would faze him one bit. So that's another plus for him as next Patriots head coach.